Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Goldcrest Valley. Today we're doing a bit of contracting, I think. And I'm looking for some specific vehicles here, some specific equipment. No. I'm looking for a specific tractor because I've seen it pop up. Yeah, that'll have to do. So today we're going to do some seeding with the John Deere 7030 Premium. An SB700 weight and the Great Plains Seeder. I was hoping for something a bit better, including the OEB weights ideally, but this is what I've been given. So let's get this Deere running. The Deere is by MB3D Modding. It is very, very high quality. It is a bit happy. If you watch Landy Kid, you'll know what I mean. I've made the joke with him a few times that it looks like one of the attacher joints is a tad bit broken, and the lowest attacher specifically, so that once you load it up, the Joskin trailer does it. I'm gonna just really quickly, I know I'm wasting time, deal with it. The Joskin trailer specifically does this. If you put a fully loaded Joskin trailer on the back of this thing, it does start bouncing about quite a lot. It is a bit derpy. So we're going to do some contracting today with the Deere. We're just going to use GPS because it's easier, and of course this being a Deere, it does have Green Star. Does it have Green Star? Actually, I didn't check the model. It does not have Green Star, but it does now. In reality, you'd probably have Green Star in this thing, surely. What specific model are we using today? The 7430. I see tractors like this all the time. I love this thing. It is a very solid mod. This is the first time I've actually used it. Does need a bit of tweaking, I think. But that's nothing major. The major thing is the attacher joint issue. For whatever reason, that's a problem. So we're going to do this manually. I have off camera, I will admit, off camera I've been cheating a bit and using cruise control and auto turn and all that kind of stuff. But we are going to do this manually as quickly as we possibly can. We do have a half-hour time limit on this, so there is a bit of time to play with, or there should be. So we're going 15 kilometers an hour, 2037 revs, and using 57.8 liters of fuel per hour. Which is not ideal, but I mean, you know, fuel's going to be used up. So we're probably going to use like half a tank on this, or a quarter of a tank just on this mission. The turning circle on this Deere is actually really nice, I have to admit. Let's get lined up. Lined up, there we go. And off we go again. So it is nearly 9 o'clock for me. I'll probably call this an episode, like quite, well, call this the last episode I'll record today. This is still Thursday for me. I know it's probably Saturday or Sunday for you guys, depending on what happens tomorrow or yesterday or Friday. But depending on what happens Friday, I'm hoping to get something done for Saturday. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze it out, but I'm hoping to get a different video in for Saturday. To make it kind of a themed day, I guess. I'm being a bit vague on purpose, just in case I can't get it done this week. I have to talk to the person involved once I'm finished recording. Hooray! Oh, this feels significantly smaller than I thought. Let's just line up here, screw it. Can't be bothered doing the full lineup, so we're just gonna skip, what, a row or two? A lane or two, and continue on. I really am a big fan of the way most of this game works now. Not a big fan of how dirty the seat is, though. Whoever owns this field should really consider cleaning the seat. You know, vacuum cleaner, a bit of, I guess, carpet shampoo wouldn't go amiss. This is only a small field, so honestly I don't know why he's got a €120,000 or $120,000 tractor running this field. But that's his choice. I say that the Valtra's 170k. But for those of you who watch me a lot and know that I've got some weird vendetta against Deere for whatever reason, which I do, I'll openly admit that. Yes, I am driving a Deere, and that's because this is a good mod. My normal dislike of John Deere is because the mods are terrible. This is a good mod. It needs a small... I don't even think it needs too many fixes. The attacher joint fix is the only thing that I've found with it so far. And I didn't even find that. That was Landy. I just call it happy when it does that kind of nonsense. But I will likely end up getting this at some point. Not even lying, I'm probably going to end up getting this John Deere. Which some of you have probably had a minor heart attack just from me saying that. Because it's so... I am alright, by the way. For those of you who are now worried because I said I like a John Deere, I am perfectly alright. This is just a very high quality mod. So, I keep forgetting to turn off my Steam overlay. I really should start doing that. So we are going to do a few missions today, a few bits of contracting. This is going to be the first of hopefully 2. I'm hoping to get down to field, or get up to field 8. And maybe do a mission, do something up there for whoever wants that. Because I am trying to get in with the people who want some of the smaller fields on the map, so that we can get a few grass fields for hay, or for, grass silage. Because I did do a bit of work at the BGA last night. I sold off the silage that I accidentally made there. I was playing around with the new silage mechanics and didn't realize you could blanket at literally any point. So I accidentally made like 25,000 litres of silage, sold that off, made a few thousand. Which is why at the start of the last video there was 104,000. I didn't make 104,000, most of that was missions, but I did make, I think, 5,000 or 6,000 from silage. But yeah, I was playing around with that, seeing how it worked now. I probably should have done a test map, but hey, a bit late for that now. This GPS is really nice though. I was gonna say I should probably be using beacons, but I mean, I'm in the field, there's no worries of me getting onto the road. So no, beacons are mostly useless for me right now. One thing I'm looking forward to though, and I think most people are at this point already, is a British or Irish style map to come out. Something a bit more European, something a bit different, with not square fields, some oddly shaped fields. I do know of a few being made at the moment. I'm talking to a few people who are making maps and helping them out where I can, because I do have a really tiny bit of modding knowledge. The Valtra I did, that was I kind of got lucky with that. I just kind of figured it out within about 10 seconds. Because I looked at one of the in-game Valtras and I was like, oh, this is only a one-line change. Awesome, I'll change it. The conversions I'm doing, they're pretty simple. If I run into issues, it kind of grinds to a halt and I abandon it. Like the Profi Hopper that I've been working on, that's got some weird animation issue that I can't figure out. So it's kind of ground to a halt. I'm gonna see if I can't get that back up and running. I'm gonna talk to somebody who knows a bit more about scripting than I do. And see if we can't get that running again. Because I do want a Profi Hopper. That'd be actually really good for silage. Now that you can bucket it at literally, or blanket it at literally any point, the Profi Hopper is going to be surprisingly good for silage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip ahead now until we're nearly finished with this field. Because we do have quite a bit to go yet, I believe. And I will talk to you guys when we have our next contracting mission. Or when we're nearly finished with this field, and then I'll go find another contracting mission to do. So I'll see you guys then. So about 4/5 of the way through the field now, so we're very nearly done. And I'm sure some of you are wondering why on earth I'm bothering with the contracting missions. And there are 2 reasons why. Number 1, it's effectively free money. You know, it's income for the sake, for doing work for somebody else. I like the idea of being a contractor. And number 2, and this is kind of a a more important reason to me, it makes the fields cheaper in the long run. I'm working up a reputation with these farmers that own these fields, and the more work I do for them, the happier they'll be with me, and the less they'll charge me for the field when it comes to buying it. And that's why I'm working on the small fields at the moment. The big fields I'll do off camera because pain and effort and time constraints, but these smaller ones I have no issue with doing in videos and streams, like Field 5, 20, 31, I think 28 as well in certain situations. They're going to be off camera because they take... I've had Field 5 missions taking over an hour before, and that just doesn't make for good video, I don't think. It just doesn't make for good content. Apologies for the little cut there, I had to cough. Yeah, a lot of the missions don't make for good video because they're just boring. Like, this mission isn't the most exciting in the world, but it is money, it is good money, and it's a John Deere. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of people very happy that I'm doing not only a contracting mission, but I'm using a John Deere and intentionally sought out a John Deere when I saw that it was an option for this mission. The one downside of the missions is there's no longer those ridiculous front loader missions or mowing missions, which is a bit of a shame, I think. I would really have loved if, you know, you could do a mowing mission now with, I don't know, the Fendt 915 duals. You know, that'd be amazing. Or butterfly mowers even. And dual tires, why not? For minimum compaction of the grass. Yeah, that's something I think the game is missing right now. But maybe in time it'll happen. I honestly don't know. We are very, very nearly finished the field. We've got 12 minutes remaining on our timer, which I think means we made pretty good time. We could have done a lot worse. Coming up to the end of this lane now. And there we go. Forgot to raise the seeder so we can turn a bit faster. And I've accidentally opened it as well. There we go. So we should be done on either this pass or the next pass. There's going to be a little bit that we won't seed because that's the way the missions work. I think you've got to do something like 85 or 95% of the field for the missions to count. I don't know exactly how it's worked out, but you have to do a certain amount of the field, and then the mission will go, "Hey, you've done it. Well done. Congratulations, you've successfully done a job." I've just realised that I can in fact run across the train tracks here because the only trains are going to be driven by us. Which is a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame you can't hire a worker to use the train. Yeah, tell it what to load up on and send it off. But that should be it done with 11 minutes on the clock. 11,200 reward and a time bonus of 3,500. Nice. So the next field I want to go to is field 8, which I'll just tag it here and bring up our map. So off we go. And for some reason my track hat has decided I'm like 12 feet tall. There you go. Just gonna blast down here as quickly as we can. Let's have a look at what we've got to do in field 8 today. Looks like it's gonna be a fertilizing mission. In fact, it's almost definitely gonna be fertilizing, which means we might get another mission in as well. Let's see what we can get. Can we get the deer again? That'd be pretty sweet, because this looks like... Oh, yes we can. Let's use the deer again. So we use the John Deere 7030 Premium again. Likely 7430 configuration again. Whoa, why am I reversing? I need to go forwards to pick up the spray tank. So let's get lined up here. There we go. Let's unfold the sprayer. Just back up. Because we're going to need to work around the pickup. I'm just going to... I think I might have overdone... Yeah, I've overdone that bit. So I'm just going to realign myself. It doesn't matter too much of these spraying missions. Should be fairly quick. There we go. Let's get GPS all engaged and ready. There we go. And off we go with the sprayer. So I'm going to keep in cab for this. Now it seems like I'm really short. Okay. Seems like Trackhat's got a bit of a mind of its own today. Which is, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Not gonna lie, it's a bit of a shame that it's deciding to do weird things. But these missions should be fairly short, fairly easy, fairly nice. So there's very rarely an issue with the missions. Well, very rarely in that usually you'll have more than enough time. I have had issues where I was doing a mission, the Holmer, and it managed to get beached on a rock. That took a couple of minutes for me to figure out how to free it from the rock. Not the wrestler, but an actual physical, boulder. Goldcrest Pacific Grain. I'm guessing that's a stop for the railway line. Yes, that is a stop for the railway line. So one thing that's nice is you can load... That's why it's... I've just figured out why the railway is done in the way that it is. And it's done the way that it is because you can... And I've just figured this out and I feel really silly for it. You can do, we'll say, Field 8, harvest whatever's in Field 8, load it into there, into the silo at the grain store there for the train, bring the train around, load it up, unload it over at the rail yard, and then bring it over to your yard or wherever you want it to go. That's actually really cool. That's why there's train stops all over the map. I was wondering that, and I was thinking, well, what kind of logical reason could there be for having, railway stations all over the map? And I've literally just figured it out. It looks like Field 5 is done in potatoes. That's going to be a fun off-camera mission. That's going to be me reading a book or watching a stream for a couple of hours while doing that one. Yeah, I don't generally do missions on camera, just because sometimes they can take a while. Let's get a screenshot of this, because I always do like how the sprayer looks. There we go. The sprayer always looks nice on the back of a tractor. And this should be our final pass to get the mission completion. Let's get the HUD back up. In theory, it should be at least. We're more than 3/4 of the way there. If we need another pass, I'll just turn GPS off and drive straight down the middle. But these sprayer tanks actually look really good on the front of the Deere, I've got to admit. They're pretty much the same. They're similar green. I'm not going to say they're pretty much the same green. They're very similar green to the John Deere green. And while they're not yellow, which would match with the wheels, they are, a colour that will match with the green very nicely. I'm just going to manually drive that because we're almost done. 3,800 bonus. So we do have time for another mission, I think. Let's just nip over to... How big is Field 4? Let's go for Field 7. I think Field 4 is going to be a harvest mission. If Field 7 is a fertilizing mission, we'll do that. Let's go over like this. This couldn't... Ooh, this might not be a fertilizing mission. That looks cultivated. This looks like it's going to be a seeding mission. Let's see what kind of equipment they'll give us. So I would like to do more fertilizing. Let's see if we can get something big. Yeah, let's use the Porsche Maestro and the Lamborghini. I don't really use the Lamborghini much because I'm not a big fan of Lamborghini tractors. I think they look a bit silly. But this is going to be our final mission of the day. And the first one we're not actually using the Deere, surprisingly enough. 3 missions, 2 of which were done with John Deere. From somebody who doesn't like John Deere in general. Let's get this thing lined up. We're going to need it unfolded. Let's get GPS going here. I don't know why it's set such a ridiculously huge offset, because it's not necessary. But let's get seeding. I'll do this one in third person, just so you guys get a bit of third person action today. Because I have been in cab for the vast majority of this video. Just because I really do like how head tracking works. There's no like ulterior motive, I'm not hiding anything. I just like how head tracking works. I do find it a bit more immersive to be in the cab, actually, moving my head around to get the different views and all that kind of stuff. It is nice. So we've done quite a bit of work today, I think. Well, we have, because we've seeded, by the end of this, 2 fields, and fertilized 1, and we've had hired workers doing our own fields, hopefully not too badly. That's something I'll have to take care of off camera, is just making sure they didn't screw up massively and cause a mess. Can I get into the next line here? This is not good for the tractor or PTO or literally any part of this tractor, but hey, it worked. And the working with is ever so slightly too large. So just move the course over to the left a bit. There we go. Now we're getting a proper working width. So yeah, we got quite a lot done today. Got to use the Deere that I've been wanting to test out. Which, yes, that was one of the reasons I was looking for the Deere. I wanted to actually try it out. I've seen Landy Kid use it quite a bit, and he's been raving about how good it is. I have to agree with him. It is a very well put together mod. Thoroughly recommend it. I wanted to use the OEB weights, but they didn't show up on the... They just didn't get the right combinations, unfortunately. And this mission, yes, I know I should return to the field. I'm getting there, game. Leave me be. This mission's just for a bit of extra cash. And a bit of extra things done in the video today. It does seem like GPS doesn't particularly like this seeder, unfortunately, because it is leaving weird, funky gaps. But that could be down to me being an idiot. It's likely down to me being an idiot. What are we seeding here, by the way? Corn. That's going to be a fun harvest. So the way that the harvests work, and I've kind of figured this out, the grain tank at the beginning of the harvest, whatever harvester you're using, will fill up at effectively a real rate, depending on the fertilization state and whatnot of the field, and how recently it was ploughed, and all that kind of stuff. And as it gets closer to being full, it will slow down on the filling. It'll never go like much more above 80 or 90% full, no matter what you're harvesting or how long you're going. And that's just so that it doesn't need to be unloaded. I forgot to turn on GPS again. So you could do field 5 with, 1 unload, with 0 unloads. If you decide to drop straw, if you're doing wheat or barley and you decide to drop straw, the game will eat it once the field is done. There's no way of cheating at that. Which is, I'm gonna admit, it's a bit of a shame that Giants actually thought that through, because that would have been a brilliant exploit. But it makes perfect sense. You wouldn't be able to steal another farmer's straw off their field. One thing I haven't tested yet, just because I haven't really been bothered, is if you can harvest a field you don't own. I would presume not because of the mission system, but I wouldn't be surprised if you can. Yes, I know I'm returning to the field. Stop complaining at me, game. There we go. See, look, I'm back in the field magically. Not trying to steal the equipment. I don't particularly want a Lamborghini. If I was going to steal a tractor, it would probably be the Case Optum. Or a Fast Track. Or a second Valtra. Or all three of them. Or like a Fendt 950. I'm genuinely surprised, and I've said this on multiple occasions in TeamSpeak, but a lot of you guys aren't in there. Just because of reasons. It's not a private TeamSpeak, it's just you guys that aren't in there most of the time. I've said this a lot to Landy, and I said it in a stream on Thursday. It genuinely surprises me that the Fendt 1050 is not in the game. Because that thing is Fendt's flagship, it is their baby. They are pushing that so ridiculously hard, and it's not in Farm Sim for some reason. The Case Optum, that makes sense because, hey, it's, you know, it's their flagship at the moment is the Optum. The Magnum used to be, it's now the Optum. The T5 is kind of New Holland's lower end flagship. And the T7 is the high end one. JCB 8000 series is a notable omission as well. That's kind of JCB's flagship at the moment. That's the one they're pushing hard. Their big, beastly machine. It's actually the newest JCB. It's kind of surprising it's not out. There's a few things that I'm kind of curious as to why they were omitted, like the 1050, like the 8000 JCB, like even the T4 New Holland, although that was largely useless in FS15. But the thing that confuses me the most, I'm gonna be completely honest here, is why the New Holland Speedrower 240 was omitted. Which, if you watch One Lonely Farmer, he calls it the No Rower. That is a wonderfully American piece of kit. It's a big American self-propelled mower / windrower. That would have been fantastic in the game, and I kind of hope there's going to be some sort of more DLC with the, I don't know, the Speedrower 240, whatever the Case version is. It's almost identical but made by Case, or the Case badges on it, I guess. The Krona Big M, the Amazon Pantera, the Amazon Profi Hopper even. That'd be pretty sweet in the game the way that it works now. Maybe even, you know, there's a set of Krone mowers out there as well. You could get Kverneland mowers. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could very easily be in the game that isn't, and it's... The Kvernelands I kind of understand because they're more of a British, Norwegian, Northern European style mower. But the Speedrower, not so much. As well as the Big M, because, you know, Krone are trying to push things in America. Are Krone even in this game? I've just realised. I can't open the shop because I'm in a mission. I'll check after the mission. Are Krone even in FS17? As I put my foot down because I forgot that I'm using pedals. They are, because the Big X. Yeah, the Big M really should be in it. It's genuinely surprising. Because they're... Even the Krone balers, because they're trying to push things big in America, and it's kind of a surprise that there's very little Krona equipment in a game with the basically Giant's flagship map is Goldcrest Valley, and they've omitted a lot of equipment that's very big in America. It's very European equipment on a very American map, by and large. I know there's a few pieces of equipment that are very, very American, like the Thunder Creek fuel trailer, like the 2 Lizard big rigs. Even the Goldhoffer's very American. I know it's a German trailer, but it's a very American trailer. You know, there is some stuff that you kind of wonder, why is this in the game but not this thing that's very American? That's because Giant's European. But that's the mission done. We'll get 6,500 for that. 7,500 even. Very nice. So we're up to $36,000. And that's going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do hit the like button. If you are new here, please do feel free to subscribe. There are new videos daily, and I do stream every weekend. Well, things may change in the future, you never know. I'm keeping a close eye on things. That's all I'm going to say. There's probably going to be a gold nugget around here somewhere. Where's that gold nugget? Give me your gold nugget. There's probably going to be a gold nugget around here. Here, give me your ding-a-dang-dang-dang-ding-a-dang. I'm really sorry. That was mildly racist, wasn't it? I do apologize, Americans. Specifically, probably Texans. I'm kind of surprised that there's no gold nugget hidden around this building. I would have imagined there would be. There's got to be one in the pig yard here somewhere, though. It's the law. There has to be. The question is where? Is it going to be in one of these? No. I'm going to be really surprised if there's no golden nugget or if it's somewhere really obvious and I've missed it. But that's going to do it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new here, please do feel free to subscribe. I put up new videos every day. And it's not just Farming Simulator. I put up Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator as well. And in the very near future, I'll be starting a new game because Chromagun, which is the game I've been doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, is coming to an end. Or Monday and Wednesday even. That is coming to an end. I've already got the new game chosen. Something very, very new that isn't out at the time of recording. So I'm hoping to get another couple of videos out of Chromagun done. Can I go under this? Come on. Oh. But until next time, stay safe and goodbye.